Hi everybody, Bradley here for this week's video. I decided that this week's video, instead of doing a video question, I'm going to do a phrase thing, you know, throw a phrase out there, talk about it a little bit. Maybe y'all can add y'all's own phrases in the comments below, you know, something fun, trying to do new things, see if I can get something to take off a little bit better than my con vlogs, or anything with Jacob. Okay, so since I'm going to do favorite phrases type thing, it's going to be, today's is going to be 5 favorite phrases, or what I like to refer to those 5 phrases as trigger phrases, as in, you say one thing, I'll reply with this, and it's a trigger phrase. That one, every time that one type of sentence is uttered, I come back automatically with this phrase. Those of you who know me know that I do this a lot. It's just something that I do. You say this one thing, I always come back with that. These trigger phrases, as I call them, or, you know, they come out. I don't care who you are, where we're at, they're going to come out. When you say those things, I'm going to hit you. So I'm going to give you the top 5 trigger phrases that I use that generally get people slightly aggravated at me, because I do tend to be a smartass sometimes. And these just make it all the more fun to use. That's why I use them constantly. I have, I think, 8 of them, or so that I use. You know, give or take. I'll remember one, and then all of a sudden somebody will pop with one out of nowhere that I haven't used in a while, and then boom, just like riding a bike, out it comes. So, you know, I'm gonna give you my top 5. Okay, first of all, number 5 phrase. I don't feel good. This one is a little bit tricky because it does require some physical action along with the comment or the phrase as it comes out. Because no sooner somebody says, I don't feel good, I walk over there to them, reach out my hand like so, and you know, the arm just sitting out there, or they're, you know, all kind of trying to keep warm or feverish or something, and then I take them and I do something like this to the arm, or a poke, or something like that. And then my response, which is the trigger phrase here, you still feel like so-and-so to me, you know, it's universal. Anybody comes up to me, I don't feel good, I'm going to do that to them. It's going to be a response, you know, automatic response. And like I said, that one bugs my kid a little bit, Jacob. He hates when I do that because he don't feel good, and he gets a little whiny when he don't feel good. And I do that, and I get a laugh out of it, and he just gets aggravated. Number 4 trigger phrase is the word well. You know, people go, well, you know, something like that. Because no sooner they say that, the response, the actual trigger phrase to that word is, that sounds like a deep subject. You know, they're like, I wasn't even mentioning nothing about a well, you know, because, you know, wells, or you get the water out, the water wells, you know, people dig wells to have well water, you know, it's deep. It's not very shallow, it's deep. Get it? A well is a deep subject, you know, meaning that you could take the most mundane thing and make it philosophical or whatever. It's kind of one of those kind of people who are actually paying attention to what I'm saying will catch. And they're like, really? And it don't get a big pop, but I just still use it a lot because a lot of people say well, surprisingly. Number 3, and this kind of ties in a little bit with the other one. Well, I thought. Well, I think this is going to work. The 3rd trigger phrase, the starting part, the part that sets off the trigger phrase, is think. And then the actual trigger phrase itself is, well, you shouldn't do that, you lack the ability to. Or, well, you thought this was going to work, well, that's your problem. You were thinking, and you lack the ability to. Or, you were thinking, and I don't know why they'll let you do that, because they know you can't think. You have nothing there to think with. You know, any type of slam with a person's mental capacity to deal with certain things, you know, that's the whole point of that one. That one made a lot of people mad. They're like, well, I thought that was going to work. I was like, well, you know, your problem is you were thinking. So quit doing it before you get somebody hurt. Man, that one, I've almost had somebody, I've had a couple people hit me over that one. That's a great one. Number 2 And one of my favorites. I use it all the time. People are, you know, oh, how you doing? And then, of course, the obvious response is bye. And then, you know, me, I guess, not necessarily being cocky, just being more smart aleck, but people do construe it as cocky. When they say bye, I go, well, bye, glad you got to see me. Like, everybody's there to see me, which very rarely is the case. Especially to people that, you know, I run into work, like, hi, how you doing? Well, I got to go, bye. Well, I'm glad you got to see me. I had a couple of girls turn around and look at me, thought I was hitting on her, and it was just meant to be a joke. And it was so funny. I swear I've never seen somebody get kind of surprised for a minute just to realize it was supposed to be a joke. Not like they're surprised I actually said that to them, that they thought, oh, he's glad, like I brightened their day or something like that. I try to act like that anyways. Or at least I do actually generally try to brighten people's day, so, you know. Maybe eventually they do wind up saying, hey, I'm glad I saw him today. He made me feel better, you know. It could be taken like that, but that's one of the ones that people just double take a lot on. They're like, bye, I'm glad you got to see me. What? I didn't come to see you. Why'd you say that? I don't know, I get a lot of responses from that one, that's why it's up there. And the #1 trigger phrase and trigger phrase combination that I use a lot. And it gets people so mad, but it's so funny. Is I got a headache. Well, if I had a head like yours, it ached too. You know, man, that one's just, everybody's got gets headaches. And I try to be a little sensitive because people who have migraines, or, you know, my mama has migraine, or had migraine problems, and my ex did. So, you know, I try to be sensitive enough to, so when I say it, it's not a more serious type headache. It's just like, oh, I got a headache, or a sinus headache, you know, that is in the realm of fair play. Man, it's so funny because I remember the last time I used that one was not too long ago. My friend talked about she went home and had her husband massage her head and play with her hair. It helps relieve her headache for whatever reason. And I didn't even finish spending an hour ago. Well, if I had a head like yours, and then I put the little ellipsis points on the comment on my Facebook page, on her Facebook comment, was and I'm like, oh, screw it, you know the rest. You know, if she even got to where she would even say stuff like that. My brother don't say it. Jacob don't tell me he has a headache, and my ex Nikki definitely doesn't tell me that, says that around me. Oh, I might have a headache, because she just knows it's coming. After you've been with somebody, people who've been with me for a long time knows it's coming. They don't even say half them phrases anymore. So I bring you to this. If you have a favorite phrase, or like I did, a phrase that responds to a trigger phrase, you know, somebody will say something and you almost always say this in response to whatever that person says, just for whatever, or if it's a favorite line from a movie, or just a general phrase or quote you like to use, leave it in the comments below. You know, since YouTube did their whole little new Outlook thing, you can go to your subscriptions and you can pin your favorite, up to 10 favorite YouTube channels, and pins it, and it keeps it in your list, at the top of your list of subscriptions. And, you know, it pretty much keeps all your favorite subscriptions at the top, so you can see them as soon as they put out new videos. And, well, in addition to that, if you would, hit that subscribe button right about there, if I'm not mistaken. Hit it. Hit it hard. Hit it like you owe it money. You know, like Stewie did Brian that one episode of Family Guy, which is hilarious. Hey, where's my money? Where's my money? Hey, subscribe. Hey, subscribe. You know, whatever. Share it with your friends. I'll be sharing this on Facebook as well as Google Plus and Twitter. If you're on any of those sites and you see me, you know, add me to your circle on Google Plus. Send me a friend request on Facebook. You know, depending on how many that goes, I start getting, you know, the thousands with them, I might have to start a fan page, because, you know, that'd be overwhelming for my poor little regular people that I deal with on the daily basis with Facebook. And if you see my video on Twitter where I tweeted it, retweet it. You know, share it. Share it if you like it. Get me out there.